Chapter 6. The group sprinted toward the gate at full speed, but their breaths grew heavier and fear started clouding their judgment. Logan glanced back, catching sight of the lion mascot's shadow moving closer. The flamethrower let out a burst of fire, nearly licking at their heels. They were still exhausted from their brutal fight against the panda and fox mascots they had just taken down. They needed to get away first and at least catch their breath. They weren't ready to face the lion mascot. Not only was he massive, but the reach of his flamethrower's blast was terrifyingly wide. Initially, they had planned to hide in the bumper car area, but to their dismay, 2 more mascots were lurking there, seemingly searching for them. Why the hell are there even more mascots here? Raymond grumbled in frustration. A dog mascot and an owl mascot stood in the dimly lit area, each armed with their respective weapons. Though the lighting was poor, the 2 figures were visible enough for Raymond and the others to immediately abandon their plan and seek another hiding spot. Slowly, they attempted to move away undetected, hoping to slip past without catching the mascot's attention. But there they are, the dog mascot shouted. Both mascots immediately gave chase. Shit. We've been spotted, Ben cursed. Run. Just keep running, Raymond yelled. But in the chaos, without realizing it and somehow, the group took different paths at a crossroads. Raymond, Logan, Allison, and Ben were now separated. Each of them would have to face their own nightmare. Logan found himself in a narrow passage filled with heaps of scrap metal and rotting wood. His breath was ragged, and the darkness around him felt suffocating. He turned back, praying no one was following him. But the heavy thud of boots against the concrete floor told him otherwise. Damn it, I got separated from the others, Logan cursed internally. And to make things worse, someone's after me. Tightening his grip on the metal pipe he still held, he tried to steady himself. From the shadows, the owl-masked mascot emerged, wielding a massive axe. Its face was expressionless, but those unnervingly large eyes gleamed in the dark. The owl took slow, deliberate steps toward Logan, swinging the axe idly at its side like it was teasing him. Come on. I'm not afraid of you, Logan shouted, forcing himself to turn his fear into courage. The owl simply tilted its head before suddenly leaping forward. Logan dodged just in time, the axe slamming into the wall beside him, leaving a deep crack. He retaliated, swinging his pipe at the owl's head, but the creature was faster. It blocked with the axe's handle and shoved Logan backward, sending him crashing into the pile of wood. As Logan struggled to get up, the owl mascot was already towering over him, raising the axe high. Desperately, Logan grabbed a sharp piece of wood from the ground and drove it into the mascot's chest. The wood pierced through fabric and flesh, and the owl let out a low, guttural growl before collapsing. But Logan knew he wasn't safe yet. Without hesitation, he ran, leaving the body behind. What he didn't realize was that the mascot's costume was thick, too thick. Moments later, the owl stirred again, shifting its limbs as if Logan's attack had been nothing more than a mild inconvenience. Slowly, it picked up its axe once more. Allison ended up inside the mirror maze attraction. The walls of glass reflected endless copies of herself, creating a disorienting illusion. She swallowed back a sob, trying to find an exit. This is bad, this is bad, this is really bad, she whispered anxiously. Why the hell did I get separated from the others? She quickened her pace, panic setting in. Where do I go? Oh my god, this is really, really bad. I can't be alone like this. In one of the mirror reflections, she saw it. A rabbit mascot, strolling leisurely with a hunting knife in its hand. Allison bolted, but the mirrors threw off her sense of direction. Every turn looked the same. She made a sharp turn, only to find the rabbit standing right in front of her, knife raised. No. Stay away from me, she screamed, grabbing a small chair nearby and hurling it at the mascot. But the rabbit only laughed, a hoarse, distorted sound. Allison's eyes darted frantically, and finally she spotted a small exit in the corner of the room. She scrambled toward it, crawling through the narrow gap. But the rabbit grabbed her ankle, yanking her back. With sheer desperation, Allison kicked the mascot in the face, hard enough to loosen its grip. Without wasting another second, she crawled through the passage as fast as she could. Raymond ran aimlessly until he stumbled into an empty room, its walls covered in eerie, scribbled drawings. In the center of the room sat an old wooden chair, surrounded by small stuffed animals, each one wearing an animal mask. As he searched for a way out, the door suddenly slammed shut behind him. The lion mascot stood there, flamethrower in hand. "Raymond?" The voice was deep and menacing. "I found you." "You? How do you know my name?" Raymond demanded, shock flickering in his eyes. He didn't recognize the mascot. None of them had spoken before. So how did this one know him? "Your little friends kept calling you that," the lion replied, his tone mocking. "Especially the little one who turned into barbecue." Raymond's blood boiled. The mention of Sasha's death ignited pure rage inside him. His mind flashed back to her final moments, her screams, the unbearable heat, the flames devouring her. You're going to pay for burning Sasha," he growled, fists tightening. "Try me," the lion sneered. "You're just a weak little shit with a loud mouth." "Shut up," Raymond roared, swinging his chain at the mascot. He had escaped for now. But the lion dodged effortlessly and kicked Raymond to the ground. He tried to get up, but the lion pressed the muzzle of the flamethrower close to his face. The heat was unbearable, searing his skin little by little. Raymond lunged again, but a swift blow from the flamethrower sent him staggering, the impact dazing him. "Shit. This thing is strong," he gasped, lying on his stomach and spitting blood onto the floor. He tried to push himself up, but another brutal kick sent pain shooting through his skull. Then a final, crushing blow with the flamethrower knocked him unconscious. "Already out?" the lion muttered, nudging Raymond's limp body with his foot. "How pathetic. This isn't fun at all. This guy really was just all talk," he added, disappointed. "Oh well. I'll burn him slowly, starting from his toes. Maybe that'll wake him up." The lion readied his flamethrower, but before he could ignite it, two more mascots entered the room, a chicken and a monkey. The chicken mascot pushed him aside. "Let me chop him up." "Back off," the lion growled. "Find your own prey. This one's mine." "What do you think, viewers?" the monkey mascot asked, holding up a phone as it recorded the scene. "Should we burn him or carve him up? Cast your votes now." For a few moments, the two mascots bickered over Raymond's unconscious body, each wanting their turn. Then the monkey held up a hand. "Enough. The audience has decided." "Fucking hell, I hate these damn votes," the lion grumbled, clearly displeased that he wasn't getting his way. Elsewhere, Ben found himself in a dark tunnel, the flickering lights barely illuminating his surroundings. The air was thick with a metallic stench of blood, and the floor was slick with a dark red liquid, making every step treacherous. "This is a trap. This is definitely a trap," Ben muttered under his breath, forcing himself to stay alert. In the distance, he heard the unmistakable sound of metal wheels scraping against the ground. When he turned his head, his blood ran cold. A clown mascot was pushing a large cart filled with an assortment of sharp weapons. The clown let out a chilling laugh, the kind ripped straight from a horror movie, before reaching into his cart and pulling out an oversized hammer. With a sudden swing, the clown aimed directly at Ben, forcing him to dive to the side just in time. "Run all you want," the clown taunted, pushing his cart forward. With each step, he swung his hammer, shattering the flickering lights along the tunnel, plunging the space into even deeper darkness. Ben's hands fumbled along the floor until they landed on something solid, a crowbar. Without hesitation, he grabbed it and turned to fight. He swung with all his strength, but the clown only laughed, unfazed by the blow. The sinister giggle echoed through the tunnel, sending a shiver down Ben's spine. Before he could react, the clown lunged, grabbing Ben's wrist with an iron grip. With a sickening twist, Ben felt his arms snap, the sharp pain making him cry out in agony. But he refused to give in. Gritting his teeth, he drove the crowbar straight into the clown's gut. The mascot staggered for a brief moment, but instead of retreating, it grew even more frenzied. With a violent shove, the clown knocked Ben to the ground, its heavy body pinning him down. Ben's eyes widened as he saw the hammer rise high above his head, ready to crush his skull. Thinking fast, he rolled to the side just as the hammer came crashing down, barely missing him. The impact sent a shockwave through the tunnel floor. Shit, that was close. Ben scrambled to his feet, heart pounding. He realized he stood no chance in a prolonged fight. His broken arm already throbbed with unbearable pain. Without a second thought, he turned and ran. Running away? The clown bellowed, but by then Ben had already put enough distance between them. The tunnel twisted and turned, and soon the echoes of the clown's laughter faded into the darkness.